The secret experiments on aliens in Area 69, Claude allegedly being a robot, or for example the GTA Vice City story, apparently is just an imagination. You know, a story that was only formed in Tommy Vercetti's mind. That last theory is actually pretty well explained because it's impossible that Tommy, for killing 11 people, would only get a 15-year sentence. So the explanation here is that Tommy was aware that he's gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. He's gone mad and he ended up in a nut house where he dreamt the story that we know from GTA Vice City. Some of the players' theories are truly incredible. As opposed to the one about Tommy, there are also many to which it's very difficult to find reasonable counter-arguments. What I mean is that it's hard to debunk them. Take the theory about Jim Fitzgerald and whether he was actually killed at the hands of Ray Boccino's goons, as it's stated by Ashley at the end of the Was It Worth It mission. In case someone does not remember Jim, let me remind you that this guy was a very good friend of Johnny Klebitz. In the Lost Motorcycle Club, he played the role of the treasurer. Johnny even once described Jimmy as the best thing that the club ever had. Unfortunately, at some point in the DLC story, Johnny made a call which brought horrible consequences. He robs Ray Boccino for $2 million. Ray realizes who ripped him off. Therefore, he sent his people to hunt down Jimmy and Johnny. Johnny manages to survive the assault of angry Italians. However, soon he finds out from his ex, Ashley, that Jimmy did not do quite so well. He apparently got killed by Ray's hitmen.
Johnny, I got some bad news. Jim, he ain't...
Oh no. Oh man, not Jim.
And what's very important in this theory, earlier, Johnny gave the diamond stolen from Ray to Jimmy, and the players connected this fact with the fact that Jimmy, apart from being a gangster, had a wife and a child. Because of that, some people in the community figured that Jimmy wanted to leave the gang, and this whole affair with the cash and angry Ray Boccino gave Jimmy an opportunity to fake his death in order to escape with the money and guarantee a good life for his family, away from all those mafias and gangsters. Additionally, Jimmy had a chance to use Ashley for his plan. She was addicted to drugs, so if someone offered her some money for a next hit, she'd do anything. The theory states that he gave her some money for which she had to lie to Johnny about his death. You know, to make this whole deception reliable. Especially as we remember, Ashley had an affair with Ray Boccino, who sent the hitmen to hunt down Johnny and Jim. In short, you could say that Jimmy would take a page from Michael DeSanta here. And at first glance, everything seems to make a lot of sense. However, this theory ignores a couple of facts that question the credibility of Jim Fitzgerald's fake death. Before I go on and tell you about those facts, let's talk about a mission from GTA 4 named No Way on the Subway, which Nico does for Ray Boccino. After Johnny robs Ray, he sends Nico to get rid of a couple of bikers. All that in order to get revenge on the Lost and Johnny for robbing Ray for the money. And here, GTA Wiki gives us the wrong information. We can read on the website that one of the bikers that Nico kills in that mission is Jim Fitzgerald. And as much as that was Rockstar's concept by the time GTA 4 released, that Nico does kill Jimmy in the No Way in the Subway mission, which we can tell by the name of the file that stores the skin of one of the bikers in that mission, Rockstar changed this idea while developing GTA The Lost and Damned. Cause notice how Jim got given a completely different appearance in GTA The Lost and Damned. He completely does not resemble that bald fat guy from the base game, who was initially meant to be Jim. If that doesn't convince you, take a look at Vic Vance for example. A quick reminder that Vice City Stories is the year 1984 and Vice City the year 1986. So the scene that you see right now portrays Vic 2 years older than the Vic on the right side of the screen. And yes, we can clearly see that after 2 years spent in the South, Vic got on some weight. Vic also put on some jewelry and a characteristic Latino shirt. But there is no doubt that they are the same person. The mustache on its own seals the case. It just seems that in 1984, Vic started growing his mustache, and we see its effects in GTA Vice City's prologue. Now, we're going back to GTA The Lost and Damned, where Jimmy from the base game and Jimmy from the DLC do not have any similarities whatsoever. Something just simply isn't right here. You could have less of a doubt towards whether Tony Cipriani from GTA 3 is the same Tony that we see in GTA Liberty City's stories. So, to summarize, by comparing Jim's appearance in GTA 4 and in GTA The Lost and Damned, it's clear that Rockstar decided to change the initial concept while developing GTA The Lost and Damned. Looking from the Lost and Damned's perspective, Nico does not kill Jim, but even if you disagree with the appearance argument, no problem, there's more. Cause look at this, Phil informs Nico in the No Way in the Subway mission that he also sent some people to retrieve the money, and Nico is only meant to teach some random, the lost soldiers a lesson.
We got a lot of missing money, and we got a problem with these bikers.
And I've got the problem finding someone.
So we sent some of our boys after the money. Maybe you can deal with the bikers, calm them down.
Notice that it perfectly proves that Nico does not kill Jim. We know that Jimmy was in possession of the money for which Ray has been looking. Hence, that posse that Phil mentioned are probably those responsible for Jim's death. Therefore, Jim's murder takes place completely behind the scenes. As players, we just don't get to witness it, and there are even more uncertainties concerning the case. Because in fact, we could put into question whether the No Way in the Subway mission in GTA 4, so the one in which Nico chases down those two bikers of the Lost, takes place at the same moment that the Was It Worth It mission in GTA The Lost and Damned, the one in which Jim dies. Cause like in GTA The Lost and Damned, Ray is torturing Johnny and Jim in his basement. Then the two manage to escape. While escaping, Jim kills, as we can judge by Ray's reaction, one of his most trusted men. A total fustercluck. Ray has a complete mess in his basement. His man is lying dead covered in blood, and he has to call for backup so they get rid of Johnny and Jimmy that just escaped. It would be hard to keep it cool in Ray's situation, and meanwhile in GTA 4, in the No Way in the Subway mission, so the mission that apparently portrays what happened backstage if you will, Ray is chillin' drinking coffee and fully calm discussing the situation with Phil. Ray is not angry or upset or anything that would hint at the fact that he just lost one of his good men, that he had to take care of the mess in his basement, and that he just sent some hitmen to hunt down a couple of gangsters. So it seems to me as if the No Way in the Subway mission took place sometime after the Was It Worth It mission. You know, once Ray calmed down, then he contacted Phil, etc, 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 etc. So in my opinion, there's a big chance that those two missions do not even take place at the same time. The bald guy that Nico kills in GTA 4 can't possibly be Jim. Besides, Jim surely did not carry $2 million in his back pocket. So the possess that Phil talked about probably just went to some lockup in which the money was located and about which they found out perhaps even from Jim, whom he earlier caught and killed. And not that they went after Jim, cause like there's no way he kept the money in his trousers, let's be real. However, all that shows that Jim could actually survive, although on the other hand, it would be strange if he did. First of all, for me, this whole Jim's escape with a bag of money would be impossible because similarly to other good characters like Angus or Clay, Jim was a righteous guy. He was moral, he respected his friends, he would do anything for them. Jim, as we know from the DLC story, stuck with the gang to the very end. He was a friend through twists and turns. And as if that weren't enough, after completing the last mission in the game's story, if we call Angus, Johnny tells him that he'll keep sending money to Jim's family, which clearly shows that they're still in the city and that Johnny will keep in touch with them.
I'll probably keep sending money to Jim's old lady and her kid.
I think it's clear that if Jim actually faked his death, he would be forced to leave Liberty City and go live somewhere very far away with his family, just so all this does not come out to light and to ultimately cut ties with the city's criminal underworld. Keeping this secret would be impossible if the family, as if nothing happened, just stayed in the city and additionally still stayed in touch with Jim's best friend. On top of that, it wouldn't make sense to share such a secret with Ashley, who would not be able to keep any secrets. As soon as Ashley would run out of money to buy drugs, she would immediately run to Jim for more money for keeping his secret. And if Jim would disagree, that miserable tramp would probably tell Johnny the whole truth right away. What I mean is that Johnny would eventually find out about everything. So if Jim tried to pull off such a stunt, there is no chance he told anyone about it. And most definitely not Ashley. That girl was a guarantee that the whole plan would come to light sooner or later. I'm looking forward to reading your thoughts because the subject is very interesting and it's difficult to make a definitive conclusion. Meanwhile, I'm saying goodbye, take care and see you soon.